So let's talk about the Lionsgate portal or the 8-8 portal. They both mean the same thing. Just kind of depends on who you're talking to. But today's a big day, a powerful day for manifestation. I kind of want to get into numerology and astrology to kind of break it down, what it kind of means, as well as just some prompts, tips for visualization and for scripting and journaling to kind of help you with your manifestations, because this is a big manifestation day. So to look at the Lionsgate portal from a numerological standpoint. That's always a mouthful to say. Numerological standpoint. You have 8, 88, which is just a number that signifies abundance. But 8 in and of itself is a number that represents infinity. It's literally the number infinity just kind of flipped on its head, right? It represents cycles in life. So there's a lot of karmic energy tied to the number 8. The number 8 is also an amplifier. It is, in Chaldean numerology, it is the end of the earthly numbers, because they saw the number 9 as divine, a number of wholeness or completion. So that was the pinnacle of the earthly numbers in the Chaldean numerological system. When you look at the number 8 from a deeper level, you can see that there's a top circle and a bottom circle intertwined, kind of looping through each other. It represents the as above, so below quote that I'm sure people hear a lot in spirituality, esotericism, honestly, just all around. And it really represents the connection between the physical and the spiritual, as above, so below. So that's where the manifestation kind of comes in, the significance, because when you look at the 8, it's like you're taking wisdom from the spiritual and calling it down into the physical. You're balancing both aspects. It's yin and yang in order to call in this abundance that you're seeking. And so when you put the two eights together with the August 8th, 8 8, it multiplies. They're amplifiers of each other. So this acts as a portal for you to not only manifest things at a greater level, but to also close old cycles and let go of things that no longer serve you, shift into new timelines that you've been trying to shift into. All of these things. When you look at it from an astrological sense, first, the number 8 signifies Saturn, and Saturn is Father Time. This is um, life lessons. Saturn represents discipline, stability, and mastery through continued practice. So these are like the long-term cycles. Everybody talks about their Saturn return, because when Saturn returns to the position it was in when you were born, it's normally when you're having a big shift in your life or you're integrating a huge lesson, because Saturn is all about that. Father Time, like I said, Saturn correlates to Cronus from Roman to Greek mythos. But with Saturn being in Leo, and Leo all about the self expression, vitality, and creation, because Leo is ruled by the sun, and Leo's in its home planet right now because Leo is in the sun. But with this energy kind of having a dance with each other, it's stability through expression and creation, and it's all wrapped up in this beautiful, beautiful dance that is the Lionsgate portal. So to look at it more from like a planetary or celestial body standpoint, the way that this portal works, and I say portal because that's how people regard it, and it's less of a physical portal opening and more of an energetic one where illusions are kind of released and there's a clear path ahead. So with the sun, you have this star, Sirius, which is the brightest star in the sky, visible from Earth. Sirius rises and is placed at the same area that the sun is. This was a very significant time in ancient Egypt, because this coincided with the flooding of the Nile. Many people talked about Sirius and still talk about Sirius as a main originator of us, our celestial origins coming from Sirius, from the dog star. But for the ancient Egyptians, they viewed this time as a very fertile time and was honestly the start of their new year, because the Nile River flooded and produced fertile land, and that's what began the harvest again. So the Sirius, so Sirius as itself, the Sirius star, is also representative of Isis, which was the goddess of magic, divine love, fertility, rebirth, among other things. But she was the embodiment of the divine feminine, Isis and Osiris being divine feminine, divine masculine. Um, and then they had their kid, Horus. That's a whole story that I would get into another time. It's a really cool story. But with all of this, it's important to continue to show compassion for yourself, not only looking forward at where you're going, but also um, having gratitude for where you've been and how far you've come. And that's going to segue into the kind of tips that I have for making use of this day. And I do want to say, first and foremost, if you don't do anything today but just be outside or just, you know, honor yourself in whatever way that means to you, if you feel called to rest all day, rest. Oh, a nice cardinal just flew right by me and landed in the tree. Love cardinals, man. But if that's what you feel called to do, do it. Today is not about forcing yourself to do anything, but if you have a desire, if you have an intention that you want to set, and there's a certain manifestation you want to set a goal for this upcoming year through this portal, today is a great day for it. And I have some tips because last year on 8/8, on this portal day, I did a lot of these things. I set intentions and I wrote these things down. I practiced them. I visualized, and they came true. They came true. Crazy enough, like it really worked. And so now I want to pay it forward to those that are listening. So if you're listening, thank you, and hopefully you can comment and let me know if this hit for you. The first one I'll talk about has to do with journaling. So what I did was I wrote a letter as my future self, acting as myself on 8/8 in 2026. I wrote a letter as my future self to my present self today, to who I am right now. And what I was saying basically was I was talking about where I was at, obviously, updating myself, just saying, hey, like, you know, now I am blank. I have this. I am doing this, um, and all of these things. But not only that, I was also showing gratitude for this version of me, the person that I am right now. So, for example, let's say, um, thank you. In the letter, I would have said something like, thank you for being so patient with X, Y, and Z. Because of that, I was able to blank. Or thank you for healing that wound that I didn't know we had about blank, because it opened me up to a new perspective, which allowed for me to be doing this right now. That kind of thing. Because when you show gratitude, it's an added component of making it more tangible. It's the act of appreciation is so high vibrational that when you attach it to a manifestation, you're thanking it because it already you're thanking yourself because you already have experienced it, if that makes sense. It's kind of hard to explain without really being able to like write it down and think it over. But if you get what I'm saying, let me know. That kind of segues into the next thing that I was going to say. You always want to talk about it as if you are currently in possession of whatever manifestation you're talking about, right? You never want to say when you're writing down, let's say you have a piece of paper, you're writing all these dreams, these goals that you have. You never want to say, I will have blank, or I'm going to be this. You want to say, I am this, not I'm going to be a millionaire. I am a millionaire, because you exhibit the frequency of it. If you keep saying I will be this, you're only going to push it further and further and further. When are you going to be it? Oh, one day. This goes back to the other video, one day or day one, right? You can't keep pushing it off. So you always want to, and even if you don't have it in the physical right away, you want to say I am blank. I am abundant. I am confident. I am a millionaire. I have this. Even if you don't physically have it right now, there is a version of you that exists that has it. Even if it's a future version of you, you can embody that version of you and then show gratitude for it. Say thank you, thank you, thank you for everything that you write down. When you're thanking the universe for it, it's a transaction. The transaction has been made. It's an energetic exchange. You're not just saying, okay, I will have this one day, and when I have it, I'll be grateful. Because then you aren't learning to be grateful for what you have right now. You're saying, when I get this certain material thing to bring me this feeling, then I'll say thank you. You can feel the feeling of having it now, which segues into the next thing. This one's about visualization, though. So for me, what I did, and what I do a lot of the time when you're really trying to manifest something, this is a tip that's not just for the Lions Portal. This is for life, for actually putting something into motion through meditation, through imagination and visualization. You always want to let go of the image. Once you have the feeling, once you actually feel and can embody that feeling, drop the way that it looks, drop the way that it comes in, drop how you experience it, everything, drop it, drop it. I'll give you an example. I'm sitting in meditation. For me, I really want to go to Japan. I've wanted to travel to Japan for a long time. I love the culture. I want to be immersed in the culture. I want to travel and just see all of the um, all of the nature, all of the different shrines, temples, everything, whatever. Love Japan. So what I am doing when I sit in my meditation, I'm closing my eyes and I'm imagining, I'm visualizing what it looks like to be there. I'm putting myself in the experience because there is a version of me in the future that has experienced it, right? So I'm walking around and interacting. Let's say um, I'm in Osaka and I'm walking around and I'm having the best time of my life. Through this imagination, I'm feeling the experience of being there. As soon as I have that feeling and can hold on to it, I'm going to completely drop the idea of being in Japan. And I'm just going to focus on feeling that and just being so thankful for the ability to feel it right now. When you keep feeling, when you feel gratitude for that feeling, like, wow, I don't want this to end. This is amazing. Like, thank you so much. Thank you. You're perpetuating that feeling. And the longer you perpetuate it, the quicker you bring that in. Now, the reason I say for you to drop the feeling, the main reason I'm saying this is because you're giving up control. When you focus so hard on how it needs to happen, the way that it comes in, exactly what you're doing, you're limiting yourself. You are trying to control the outcome too much. When you let go of the idea of it coming in a certain way, but just focusing on the feeling that it will bring you, you open yourself up to that coming in a crazy way, and you also open yourself up to experiences that match that maybe you wouldn't even think of. So let's say I wanted to go to Japan, right? And I'm still going to go to Japan, but there's another thing that's going to bring me that same feeling, like me going to Hawaii. But I never, since I was so dead set on going to Japan, I would have missed the opportunity to go to Hawaii, and it comes sooner than me going to Japan. And then I go and I'm feeling that. It's the same kind of thing. The cardinal keeps flying around, man. So when you let go of the image, when you let go of the specifics of it, you're giving the universe more freedom to bring it in a grand way for you, if that makes sense. And if you get lost, if you lose that feeling, focus on something else. Call it back in, feel it, and then drop the specifics of it. And then just continue to focus on that feeling. And when you're done visualizing, when you come out of the meditation, say thank you. Show endless gratitude to the universe, to your God, to whatever you are thanking. It doesn't matter what you're thankful or what you're thanking. It just matters that you're thankful. You show the gratitude because it's an exchange. Thank you for allowing me to experience this. I look forward to experiencing this again. And you can walk around embodying that feeling all throughout your life. And the more that you embody that feeling, the quicker you're bringing experiences that match that feeling to you. That's the way manifestation works, truly. I'm going to get into that in another video for sure, but that's my little Lionsgate portal tip. The last thing I wanted to talk about kind of goes back to the karmic part of the 8-8 portal, the karmic cycles and, loops and infinity. And I said this was a great time to release karmic ties and baggage and stuff like that. So what I'm saying for you to do and what I did is to write down on a piece of paper. It doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be a long list. But if you have things that you're trying to let go of, things that you're trying to leave in the past for good, write them down on a piece of paper and then burn the piece of paper. It's that simple. Burn the piece of paper. When you burn it, you're allowing for the energy to disintegrate and turn out into something else. You have to burn it though. You don't want to just write like, I don't know, self doubt and then just leave it somewhere. It's just it's pointless. You need to burn it. The act of burning it is the way of purging the energy from your system. And truly, like, if you do that and you believe that you are actually moving away from it, because that's all that matters, your belief. It's your belief and the intention and action associated with that belief. That's what will change. And it will change. Simple as that. That's the key. Your belief. Everybody says your intention and the action. That's also, those are keys. You need to also have that. You need to set the intention to do something. Then you need applied action. There is some sort of energetic exchange, whether it's your effort, it's your time, it's your money. There is an energetic exchange that needs to be at play along with the intention. But if you don't believe that it will work out, you're already doomed. You're cooked from the start. That's where it starts, with your belief. As a man thinketh, so is he. I think this was a shorter one than yesterday, but those are my tips. I posted them on my TikTok, so follow me on TikTok at Trev's Truth if you want to see it before I post these longer form videos on YouTube. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're here, leave a comment. I love connecting with people. And if you feel called, like, subscribe. I'm gonna try to do this daily right now. Honestly, this is gonna be a daily practice for me where I just talk about the things that I have in my brain, the wisdom that I've gained on this path. I have a lot of tips. I have a lot of things that have worked for me. I have a lot of things that I've experienced that don't work, and I'm gonna share both because um, I think, in my opinion, it's valuable wisdom, and I know that there's people on the other side of the screen that need to hear it because I've found that, through TikTok, through posting. There was a time where I didn't think anybody needed to hear my voice, and now I've grown that account and I've connected with people that have said otherwise. So it's kind of, I know I'm going to do the same thing here. So I appreciate you watching. If you're watching here, stay tuned for the next one.